are being asked to keep your distance. Task Force Dr. of your household when it comes to a virus. So sadly, you are being asked to keep your distance. Task Force Dr. Fauci is asking everyone to really stop. Think about how the guidance applies to your family.
Take a look at your family and you say, do I have a person there who's an elderly person, a person with an underlying medical condition that might put them at an increased risk of a severe outcome if they get infected? Do I want to take that risk right now, or do I want to say maybe the prudent thing to do for now is to just pull back and just keep it within the family unit that you live with instead of having people from the outside come in? I'm not saying everybody should do that, but everybody should at least give it serious consideration.
So how do you break it to an insistent family member, right? Or a child? So we're going to talk with a psychologist, too, about how do you make this difficult choice, and then maybe the word choices that best to explain it, especially to a young one here. That's coming up in 15 minutes, how to have the difficult conversations. First, though, California is bringing back a stay-at-home order that at first issued all the way back in March. Nick Watt tells you that it means that people need to be home by 10 p.m. if they're not out working or something along those lines.
Well, Robin, bad news from the West Coast. Here in Los Angeles, Thursday, the most cases ever, the entire pandemic. And the governor has said that on Saturday night, across, frankly, most of California, there will be what he's calling a limited stay-home order. It's a curfew, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., where activity should cease. They're trying to control the virus. They say it's spreading like never before. Robin.
Nick, thank you. Nick Watt reporting. You know, counties, including Los Angeles, including Madera, are seeing large sudden spikes in the cases, according to the state's health secretary. What about the vaccine? Pfizer now predicts that 50 million doses of its vaccine would be ready to go next month, and that more than 1 billion will be ready by the end of next year. But the vaccine still hasn't been approved. The company confirmed it's going to ask the FDA for what's called emergency use authorization starting today. The FDA already has meetings set up to consider a request like that, says a source. And if it has the green light, then Pfizer says the first doses under that emergency use authorization could ship out December 11th. You know, the economic fallout, though, of the pandemic as we're dealing with it has thousands of families going hungry. Vanessa Yurkevich visited a mobile food pantry in New York, just trying to help feed some of the families for Thanksgiving.
We saw a steady stream of people coming out to get their Thanksgiving meals. At times, the line stretched across 4 city blocks. They had allotted here for about 1,000 families, meals for 1,000 families, and unfortunately, at the end of the day, they had to turn people away. We spoke to the founder of Campaign Against Hunger about the increased need that they have seen this season.
75% of those we're seeing are unemployed because of COVID-19. COVID-19 is why this line is in the state that it is now. We have never seen it like this before.
According to the Poor People's Campaign by Reverend Dr. William Barber, there are 66 million poor, white, or lower wealth Americans and 26 million African Americans. All people need to be helped. Black, white, red, yellow, green, purple, everyone. We're all human beings. We are all human beings. There's one race, the human race. Poverty can be ended not only in America, but throughout the world. Let's end it. If you call yourself a Christian, read chapter 25 of Matthew, Gospel of Matthew, where Jesus tells us to end poverty, hunger, homelessness.
You know, I'm happy that I'm able to come here today and get help. And I'm able to feed my kids every day when I come to the pantry.
Vanessa Yurkevich, thank you. Feeding America, that's the country's largest hunger relief